I think the powers that be are tired of Joe Biden, frustrated with him, and I think this entire thing is a coordinated effort to get Joe Biden to resign after the midterms. You tell me, when is the last time you saw CBS News, one of the most disgusting organizations out there, when's the last time you saw CBS go after a Democrat like this?
CBS News has learned that more than 150 transactions involving either Hunter or James Biden's global business affairs were flagged as concerning by U.S. banks for further review. Some of those concerns included large wire transfers. This week, Grassley released bank records indicating James Biden's company, the Lionhall Group, was paid directly by a Chinese finance consulting firm. Both Hunter and James Biden were promised retainers for their China work totaling $165,000 a month in 2017 after Joe Biden left the vice presidency. This 2019 subpoena, verified by CBS News, shows federal investigators also sought Hunter and James Biden's business records from a major U.S. bank dating back to 2014 as part of a separate probe by the U.S. attorney in Delaware into possible violations of tax and foreign lobbying laws.
That doesn't sound good, but that wasn't the first TV you were watching there. That was CBS News. CBS News is covering it like this. Jen Psaki herself keeps getting asked about it, and she doesn't look good.
Was it common for President Biden to do favors for Hunter Biden's international business partners, like writing college recommendations for their kids?
I've seen the report. I have no confirmation or comment on a report about whether or not the president, when he was a private citizen, wrote a college recommendation letter for an individual.
A college recommendation letter, though, from, at the time, a former vice president would be a big deal. So do we know what the president might have gotten in return for doing a favor like that?
Again, I have no confirmation of any recommendation letter the president wrote when he was a private citizen, by the way, not serving in public office. That's even the report.
But he's the president now, and you're his spokesperson.
Correct. And he was not the president at the time of this report.
So there's evidence that the president at one point was office mates with Hunter and his brother Jim here in D.C.
It's not accurate.
That is not accurate. So when Hunter Biden is emailing a landlord, please have keys made available for new office mates, Joe Biden, Jill Biden, Jim Biden, that you're disputing.
They were not office mates, no.
They were not office mates, okay.
Great.
I think they were office mates. Look, they've never worked together. We know they worked together. We have all kinds of stuff here. 2019 article in the New Yorker, quote, this is Hunter Biden. Dad said, I hope you know what you're doing, talking about the Burisma stuff. Or in 2013, do I need to remind you that Joe Biden, this is the most amazing thing about this entire story that gets glossed over. 2013, Joe Biden hops on Air Force Two. That's what the vice president has to fly. And he flies over to China. That's a major diplomatic mission. Vice president going over to see China, our enemy, frenemy, whatever we want to call them. I hate their guts, so I'm not the one to ask. But, okay, so what's the big deal, Jesse? Hunter Biden went. He hopped on the plane. And when they got to China, we know this for a fact, Joe went off to do official business. Hunter took off to meet some shady Chinese businessmen. Joe was never involved? Oh, get serious. Or this text message, you gotta love this one. Hunter Biden sends a text to his daughter that says this: I hope you all can do what I did and pay for everything for this entire family for 30 years. It's really hard, but don't worry. Unlike Pop, that would be Joe Biden, I won't make you give me half your salary. Boy, that is interesting. I guess we do know who the big guy is, right? Also, do you know the name Devon Archer? Perhaps you've heard the name Devon Archer because he's currently in jail on a bond fraud scheme. Oh, well, look at that. There he is, Devon Archer, friends with Hunter, golfing with old Papa Joe. How about that? Or we didn't even get to Ukraine yet. I mean, not that that would matter right now with what's going on in the news, right? But we didn't even get to Ukraine. This is a Burisma executive to Hunter Biden in 2015. Okay, so this is someone in Burisma. Remember, the company that hired Hunter to put him on the board when he had no experience wrote to Hunter and said this: Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to D.C. and giving me an opportunity to meet your father and spend some time together. How about that?
Don't miss Jesse Kelly Breaks History, The Forgotten Genocide, the first episode of a new series available now exclusively for First TV supporters. Visit the First TV app or thefirsttv.com to subscribe and start watching today.